Policing for profit. Stacking charges. Arresting a 55-year-old woman for allegedly flashing her brights to notify other drivers of police presence. Bullying residents on social media. These are just a few of the allegations made against BrookSide police in BrookSide, Alabama, a suburb of Birmingham. It would appear that an organization has taken over in BrookSide, Alabama that is terrorizing local residents and passers-by. So bad that even other local law enforcement and the DA feel that something is wrong. Credit to the original outlet that broke the story goes to al.com. Link is in the description below. January 8th, 2020. I-22 at Cherry Avenue, BrookSide, Alabama. 52-year-old Sandra Jo Harris exits I-22 onto Cherry Avenue and drives into a neighborhood nearing dusk. She thinks little about the unmarked black SUV with tinted windows on the side of the road as she enters the neighborhood. As the sun is going down, she turns her lights on. But when she did, the unmarked SUV pulled into the street, crossed the center line, and sped towards her car, blue lights flashing. She wasn't speeding or breaking the law, she argued in the lawsuit. She pulled to the side of the road as the SUV pulled behind her and a wrecker simultaneously parked nearby. Officers exited the unmarked vehicle and approached her, dressed in all dark, unmarked uniforms, and accused her of flickering her lights to warn others of their presence. In a recent deposition, the chief of police testified that most of his officers roll around in unmarked cars and that all of them wear unmarked uniforms. Unsure of what was going on and in fear for her safety, she dialed 911. But the officer grabbed the phone and threw it to the ground, breaking it. Police put her in the back of a patrol car and then searched her vehicle for drugs. She was taken to BrookSide Jail, strip searched, and told that she could be jailed for up to 2 days. She had an asthma attack and a panic attack, but when she knocked on the door to alert the guard, a jailer said if she continued to knock, she would be charged with attempting to escape. Eventually, she was given an inhaler and treated by paramedics. She was charged with flickering her lights in the form of nuisance of casting lights from motor vehicle on real property at night. She was also charged with resisting arrest, making a false 911 call, obstructing government operations, and disorderly conduct. Her lawyer argues that, quote, BrookSide has operated its police and court system with the primary objective of obtaining revenue from its motorists traveling on or near Interstate 22. It has had a continued practice of stopping and ticketing scores of vehicles daily, doing so without probable cause or reasonable suspicion of wrongdoing. But her lawyer isn't the only one making claims like this. There's currently 4 other open lawsuits against the town for similar behaviors. Even the local sheriff and the DA chimed in. The DA claiming that when you look at their Facebook page, it almost looks as if they're bullies. The sheriff claiming that they regularly get calls from people saying that they were pulled over outside of BrookSide jurisdiction and given tickets. The chief of police refuses to tell exactly how many officers are employed by the town, but it's believed to be around 15 officers for a town with a population of under 1,300 people. Last year, with 9 officers, the town generated over $600,000 in revenue from fines and forfeitures. 3 years ago, this same exact town only generated about $50,000 in fines and forfeitures. The town hasn't grown, so what changed? The small town has arguably become #1 in the nation in policing for profit practices. But it's not just fines and forfeitures. Allegedly, the police department has arrested 4.4 people per household in the last year. Now, this is in part because the department victimizes anyone who travels through the town, and the town's mayor and police chief say it's not good enough yet. They need to make more. Court only happens once a month, when people arrive and line up out the door to stand before Judge Jim Wooten, complaining of penny ante crimes and harassment by officers. But much like other municipalities, they don't really have a judge, they have a bar member, a regular everyday bar member who's paid by the city to sit in and act as a judge for 1 day a month. Links to the law offices of James M. Wooten are listed below. He's one of the few lawyers on AVO Lawyer Directory with a 1-star rating. Allegedly, there's so much traffic on court day that officers have to arrive and direct traffic, having people park in a grassy field outside of the municipal parking lot. Research done by AL.com found that in a 2-year period between 2018 and 2020, BrookSide revenues from fines and forfeitures soared more than 640% and now make up more than half of the city's total income. AL's research also found that the town reported just 55 serious crimes to the state in the entire 8-year period between 2011 and 2018. It certainly wasn't as if this town was riddled with crime. So why did the town start hiring so many police officers? While we can't say for sure, it certainly looks as if it's because it's profitable business. But the accusations coming from residents in BrookSide aren't just alleging legalized plunder, they're even alleging illegal plunder by the BrookSide Police Department. BrookSide police officers are accused of fabricating charges, using racist language, and, quote, making up laws to stack counts on passersby. The town is now facing 5 lawsuits that will hopefully make this policing for profit a little less profitable. If we're lucky, these lawsuits will end in a net loss for the town. But even if lawsuits completely bankrupt the town, there's no...
You have reached the law offices of James M. Wooten. We are sorry we are not available to take your call at the moment, but if you will please leave your name, number, the day and time you called, and your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Mr. Wooten, my name is ChilleDeCastro, and this message really isn't for you. I'm broadcasting this message to my thousands of followers on YouTube. I'm a constitutional law scholar. If you were ever in BrookSide, Alabama, and you got a ticket, and you believe that your constitutional rights were violated, I want you to send me your case. I want to hear from you. If James Wooten cheated you, and you felt like you got cheated in BrookSide, Alabama, please send me an email. Reach me at Delete Laws. That's Delete Laws with a Z, DELETELAWZ at Gmail. And send me your case that James Wooten found you guilty on. James, this is your notice, buddy. I'm following up on James Freeman reporting from the Alabama. Fantastic job, James. Fantastic job. James and I do different things, Mr. Wooten. I'm an expert at case law, constitutional law, and researching case law. So if you ever were in BrookSide, Alabama, and James Wooten cheated you, there's his number. You can put him on notice. Send me your case. Send me all the information. Let me take a look at it, and I'll let you know if you have a constitutional claim. Hopefully Mr. Wooten will soon be stepping down, and the bar of Alabama will be taking a look at exactly what Mr. Wooten has done. Because from the sound of this, from an increase of revenue of hundreds and hundreds of percentages, I don't want to give the wrong number, Mr. Wooten. It seems as though you have some ordinances in that town that might be unconstitutional. And you, as an officer of the court, you may have known those things were unconstitutional. And if that's the case, Mr. Wooten, I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out. So anybody who went through BrookSide, Alabama, if you ever got hosed, send me an email, get a hold of me, go through my website, DeleteLawsWithAZ.com. Doesn't cost you anything at all. Let's see if Mr. Wooten was following the Constitution and your rights and respecting your rights. Because if he wasn't, we need to get him disbarred. I'll be sending a copy of this video to the Alabama bar. Mr. Wooten, I'd wish you luck, but from what it sounds like to me, you're in for a rocky ride, my friend. The people of America, we're coming for our rights. And you, my friend, are directly in the way. I feel sorry for you, sir. You're going to be disbarred. You're going to be humiliated. I'm looking at these numbers here. What a disappointment. I'm sure that we're going to find something in one of these cases that you violated someone's constitutional rights. And as an officer of the court, you should have known better. I feel sorry for you. Okay. Anybody on YouTube, you guys let me know. Mr. Wooten, have a good day.
Thank you for calling.
There it is, guys. James, great job, dude. If you guys have a case from BrookSide, Alabama, let's see who the Attorney General of Alabama is, and let's give him a call. This is how it works. The way oh shoot, I'm typing on the wrong thing. The way it works is Attorney General of Alabama. Let's see who that is. So that's Steve Marshall. Steve Marshall is 57 years old, born in 19 64 in Atmore, Alabama. He's a member of the Republican Party. He's got a child named Faith. He went to the University of Alabama Law School. Mr. Steve Marshall of the Alabama State Attorney General's office. This is a direct call to you to end this now. You need to raid that place with state agents. You need to raid those offices and arrest those officers. Mr. Steve Marshall, Attorney General of Alabama, this is your notice. The people are coming for our rights. I guarantee you, this city right here could break your state budget. With how many lawsuits are coming down the pipe, Mr. Marshall?